Hello and welcome to another On Deck Baseball set summary. Today we're going to be diving into another On Deck Baseball Pro set. Today we are going to be tackling the On Deck Baseball History's Best of the Best 5, one of the newest sets to come out. In front I got two sets here, two different boxes. Again, each box is given out randomly to the set, so both of these boxes actually contain the History's Best of the Best 5. We're going to be diving into this box here with Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson. You open up the box, take a look at the team listing on the label. And this set is going to have 1907 Detroit American League, 1929 Chicago National League. Then we shoot to 1959 Chicago American League, 1963 Los Angeles National League is next, 1971 Pittsburgh, 1987 Minnesota, 1994 Montreal, and 2001 Seattle are going to be the sets included, or teams included in this set. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at what we got here. So first up, we're going to have 1907 Detroit. I think the player everybody is looking for in that one is going to be Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb had a 350 average in 1907, but let's not forget about Sam Crawford. Sam Crawford, another Hall of Famer, 324 average, 362 on base, and a 461 slugging percentage. And some pretty good players throughout this team, filling it out. Early 1900 team for those deadball era fans out there. Then we move over to Chicago in 1929. And 1929 had some interesting players in Chicago. Rogers Hornsby, not known for being very well liked in the clubhouse, which is why he moved around some teams and he hit Pittsburgh at one of his stops. Then we got Hack Wilson, the barrel, batted 345, 39 home runs in 1929. Then you got Kiki Kyler, another Hall of Famer, 360 batting average, 43 stolen bases along with 15 home runs in 1929. And Zach Taylor behind the plate doing the catching duties for 1929. Some great pitching here. We got Charlie Root and some other great players filling out the roster here for 1929 Chicago National League. Then we're going to shoot 30 years in Chicago history and go over to 1959 Chicago American League. And that's going to have Nellie Fox, Luis Aparicio. And we got some solid pitching with Early Wynn, Bob Shaw. We got a Ted Kluszewski. So some solid cards here. Definitely some Hall of Famers on this team. Some exciting players there. Then we're going to go to one of the most requested teams in On Deck Baseball Pro. Had to get this team into one of these sets eventually, and 1963 Los Angeles National League has made its way into history's Best of the Best 5. We got Murray Wills, Speed Demon on the base paths, Jim Gilliam, a holdover from the Brooklyn squad, Frank Howard, known for a lot of power there, John Roseborough doing the catching duties, Tommy Davis, Willie Davis. Then you got pitching, and talk about pitching, Sandy Koufax. 1.88 ERA, a .88 whip in 1963. 306 Ks, 25-5 record. There are not a lot of positive outcomes on that matrix there. Then your second starter, Don Drysdale, 19 wins, 263 ERA, a 1.09 whip. Then you got Johnny Padres, another holdover from the Brooklyn squad. Got Bob Miller, Ron Paranowski, Dick Helmus. He got a solid squad for 1963 Los Angeles. Then we're heading over to the Great Ones team. 1971 Pittsburgh. You got Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente, 341 average. Al Oliver, 282 average, 14 home runs. Manny Sanguin behind the plate, 319 hitters, 7 home runs. Some solid players here. Doc Ellis, known for some things that he did on the field, unlike anybody else. You got Bob Johnson, Milt May, catcher, Steve Bloss, probably their ace on the staff. Some great, solid players. 1971 Pittsburgh. And we're going to shoot to 1987 Minnesota. where you have Kirby Puckett climbing the walls and robbing dingers, 332 average, 28 home runs. Gary Gaetti, 31 home runs, 257 average. Kent Herbeck over at first base, solid defender, -5 defense, 34 home runs. Tim Laudner behind the plate. You got Bert Blyleven, had a great season, 15 wins there, 196 Ks, and Frank Viola, 2.90 ERA, 1.18 WHIP. Solid team for Minnesota, 1987. Then we're going to go to the what-ifs of the set, and that is 1994 Montreal. Strike-shortened season, and they were well on their way to a championship-caliber team. Moises Alou, 22 home runs, 339 average. Larry Walker, 322 average, 19 home runs. Marquise Grissom, some very well-known names on this team throughout the 90s. Cliff Floyd. Then you got the pitching with Ken Hill. Pedro Martinez. Some Hall of Famers on this squad. Jeff Fassaro. Then you got their closer, John Wetland. So some great players here in 1994 Montreal. And then the final team in this set is going to be one of the best teams of all time, at least winning percentage-wise, and that is 2001 Seattle, 116 wins, and it all started with this guy, Ichiro Suzuki, 350 batting average, 8 home runs, 56 stolen bases, one of the best defenders in the outfield, straight fives across for base running, a 5 batting, not a whole lot of power there, but a lot of hits. And then you got Edgar Martinez, known for his bat, 306 batting average, 23 home runs. Mike Cameron was in the outfield that year for Seattle, hit going through center field and right field, a solid defender. Dan Wilson behind the plate. John Olerud over at first base. Not many people know that he was a great pitcher in college. Could have been possibly a two-way player, but they chose obviously with his bat, and it worked out well for him. Brett Boone, 331 average, 37 home runs. Then we're going to kind of go over, I do have one nice little surprise. I know it was 2001, but had to throw in Jay Buhner there. Big fan of his. And on the pitching side, Freddie Garcia, 3.05 ERA, 18 wins. Aaron Seeley. They had a great pitching staff. Jamie Moyer pitched for probably 80 years in the major leagues. Paul Abbott. Joe Pinero. Kazuhiro Sasaki. Arthur Rhodes. Some great bullpen arms, and you got Norm Charlton, obviously pitched for the Cincinnati squad in 1990, and he continued to strike batters out and evade the bats. So that is history's best of the best 5. I hope you guys enjoy these teams. I had a lot of fun putting this collection together. Probably some of my favorite teams in here. And let me know your comments and thoughts. Hit that plus thumbs up button and leave a comment below about this set. I'm looking forward to hearing about how your experiences go with it. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.